Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator OnAir Clumsy Airlines series. You might notice we got a bit of a different paint job, had my plane painted over here at this airport. We ended the previous episode here in Kadena Air Base here in Japan in Okinawa. And I found a nice short trip. We'll be flying VFR today. Remember we kind of flew over that handcrafted Kerama airport in the previous episode and we didn't really get a good look at it. Well, I found a job that goes there, so we'll do a VFR flight so we can appreciate the scenery more, but we'll try to put a little bit of twist on it. So our flight plan for today, we're going to start in Kadena Air Base, and we'll make our way, just enjoy the scenery of this island. I think this is Okinawa, looks like it. Passing through Naha Airport here, and then eventually making our way west towards Kerama National Park and the airport itself right there. Yeah, so it is a bit tricky though, because if you look, this is little nav map I'm using. It can actually show the airspace information, and you can see all the reds and all the scariness when it comes to airspaces here. In here where we are in Kadena, if you hover over here, you can actually see different classes of airports. Class Bravo, Class Delta. So you can see Kadena Center, Class Delta, from 0 to 3,000 feet above ground. That means even before we take off from here, we actually need to coordinate with ATC already. So what I'll do, just to keep it simpler, is to request flight following, coordinate with ATC from the beginning, and we'll do VFR, so we'll try and see if we can still roam around more than in an IFR flight. Anyway, we seem to have perfect weather. I think there is something wrong with the weather system, because I don't even... Oh no, actually it works now. A while ago there were no clouds at all. Okay, that's great. That is great. Anyway, let's get started. Let me load up OnAir here. We are filled to the brim, guys. I will show you. In the weights page, this is manually set for now. We actually have 4 passengers, and I had to unload a lot of fuel, so we only have 16 gallons left, and I hope this is enough. But look at the weight here, 3646 over 3650 pounds. We have a full load, so yes, it's going to be a pretty heavy flight. In terms of performance, we really will be struggling, I can imagine. Anyway, let's go to the flight tracking page here in OnAir. Link is okay, and we should be able to, come on, check all of those and then start tracking. Let's start the trip, and let me turn on my track IR in the meantime. There you go. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let me adjust my mic here one sec. Squeaky squeaky. Turn on all the batteries, beacons to on. Fuel quantity low. Oh crap. I think I saw in the pilot operating handbook for this plane, if the fuel is in the yellow, you shouldn't even be flying, but keep it a secret. Yikes. Not the best example, but okay, fine. Alright. Props. Propeller full RPM, mixture full rich, throttle full forward. Let's turn on the fuel pump.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
Until the fuel flow peaks. No. Turn that off. Throttle to 1/2 inch forward only. And we can start the engine. Clear prop. And don't forget to set the parking brake. I always forget to set that. There you go. You actually should be opening that in the beginning. Cowl flaps to open so that the engine can breathe. That's especially useful for takeoff. Avionics can go on. Lights can go on. Turn on the taxi lights later. Still have track up setting thanks to G1000 mod. That's okay. We can manage. I'll find my way through. Oh my goodness, it's going to be a pretty complex taxi. This will be departing runway 05 right, so that's this one, but the opposite side, so over here on the left. Yes, okay, I'll take care of that later. In terms of the PFD, I do want to track that VOR. I think it's a VORTAC 116.5. So let's tune that in. That should get tracked through. There you go. November Hotel Charlie identifier. That is exactly what I need. And then the course, let's auto tune that direct to the VOR, so we have some guidance where we go to next. Good. In terms of the runway, that is 055 heading. 05 right has a 055 heading, so let's tune that in as well. Right, we're good to go. Let's tune in clearance delivery. So that is 123.3. And we will work with air traffic control so we can get our VFR clearance. As always, guys, if I'm doing something wrong, because I'm not very familiar with VFR flying, you let me know and teach me, okay? But be gentle on my feelings. Alright. Delivery, good morning. Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, ready to copy VFR clearance.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima cleared VFR to Romeo Oscar Kilo Romeo with radar advisory service at 4,500 feet. Squawk 4650 advise of altitude changes en route. Departure on 119.1.
9.1.
Cleared VFR to Romeo Oscar Kilo Romeo, maintain 4,500 feet, squawking 4650, departure on 119.1. Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima.
4650
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, read back correct.
to altitude.
QNH is 1012, expect runway 05 right, contact ground on 118.5 when ready to taxi. Enjoy your morning.
Okay, let's try and read that back on our own. QNH is 1012, expect runway 05 right, ground on 118.5 for taxi. Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, ATIS frequency is 118.5.
Yeah. Still cannot understand me fully, but that's fine. 118.5. That's why we have our co-pilot for backup. There you go. Tune into ground. Ground, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, ready to taxi.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, taxi to runway 05 right via taxiways Kilo, Foxtrot. Hold short runway 23 left.
Taxi to runway 05 right via taxiways Kilo, Foxtrot, hold short runway 23 left, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. Kilo Foxtrot. That's weird. Yeah, somehow it's a bit bugged. They want me in 05 right, but look at the taxi instructions on pilot to ATC. So we are here, right? They want me to move to the right, so Kilo, and then Foxtrot and cross the runway there. I guess they don't detect the taxiway here. Alright, but I'll make my way to the runway. And in the essence of time, I'll probably not bring you guys all the way through. We've been cleared for 4,500 altitude. That's actually a bit high, but fine. So see you guys on the runway. We'll see where ATC leads us, but I will try to follow them for now. Well, we're finally here. I literally went around the entire airport. Don't think I needed to do that. I tried to follow pilot to ATC, but I think they were also not familiar with the airport themselves. So anyway, the important thing is we're here. So let's go ahead and request for departure from Tower. Tower, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, ready for departure, runway 05 right.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, winds are 064 at 15 knots, cleared for takeoff. Runway 05 right.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 05 right, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. Runway is clear on the right, clear on the left. Where is the runway? I realized that this airport is a bit on the, in terms of markings, it's not the most marked airport out there. Like the taxiway lines, the different markings are not here. It's pretty bare, although it is humongous. Anyway, so let's go ahead and lights are on already. Everything looks good. Crosswinds. Wind is coming from the right, so aileron deflection there. Full throttle. Winds. Okay, airspeed's alive, and that's the rotation speed. Let's go and climb bit by bit. Applying crosswind correction, so we are keeping on the runway heading here. Not in coordinated flight at the moment, but that's fine. Positive rate, tap the brakes, gear up. Slowly get back to coordinated flight here and keep the runway heading for now. I'm also going to pitch down for 100 knots. Oh, and I realized something. Did you guys see if OnAir penalized me? Because I didn't set any flaps. And on this plane, it's normal that you don't have any flaps on. But before, OnAir was giving you a penalty when you didn't have any flaps during takeoff, regardless if your plane really doesn't take off with flaps or anything. But now I didn't notice. You guys let me know. Maybe I was just too busy. Oh, that's beautiful. What do we have here? Let's go and tour around a bit. In terms of RPM, I was reading through the pilot operating handbook and watching some videos. I'm following a YouTuber. I forgot his name. Matt something, but he flies a Bonanza. He's been flying a Bonanza for like 8 years, and he's been sharing videos for quite a while. Okay, I think we're free here to climb to 4,500 and just, they have us on radar anyway. So we'll make our turn and enjoy this scenery. But yeah, in terms of the performance of the plane, the RPMs can remain at 2,700. That's the max
Bonanza
RPM.
1 Charlie Lima, contact Naha Center on 119.3. Enjoy your morning.
Okay. Center on 119.3, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. Let me tune in there first. Get back to you guys in a bit. 119.3. There you go. Center, good morning. Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, climbing 4,500 feet.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, good morning. Radar contact.
Beautiful. So yeah, in terms of the RPM, I thought initially that that was bad because it was going red. But I think it's more a visual issue. Because indeed, in the pilot operating handbook for the Bonanza, 2,700 RPM is a normal RPM for maximum continuous power in terms of climb. So you have mainly two options. You can climb at 2,700 RPM or 2,500 RPM. And I guess if you need all the power you can get, then you can easily stay there. I've actually seen a flight from that YouTuber I'm mentioning, and he was on 2,700 RPM all throughout his entire climb, all the way to like 9,000 feet. So it is possible, and just full throttle all the way, so don't need to fiddle with it so much. That's a good thing. Oh, this is why this simulator is so good. Despite all the quirks, my goodness, this is a lovely looking sim. Is anyone familiar with this place? I doubt anyone who's watching has been here in real life. I guess if anyone has been here, they probably would have, they probably would be watching more the Japanese speaking channels, which makes sense. Let's go direct to that VOR. Okay, straight ahead. This is another airport. There are 3 airports in this vicinity. Cadena is where we came from. This one on our left is, let me see. What's the name of the airport? Futenma MCAS. I'm not actually sure if this is an air base as well. Might be. Man, that looks good, doesn't it? Let's just continue our climb here. How are we doing on fuel? One more thing about the fuel. It's a bit manual on this plane. I can turn off the landing lights now. And the taxi lights, we are way above. AC, let's turn that on, why not? And let's lean the engine a bit so we get a bit more power. Because at this altitude, this mixture is going to be too rich to provide any meaningful power. So in this plane, you have that knob here for the tank. Sorry, it's a bit shaky. But that is what you switch to alter between using the left or right tank. You can see the left tank over here where my mouse is. The left tank is depleting, the right isn't. That's because it's only using up the left tank. You have to manually move that to the right so that it consumes the right one. It's a bit manual and I oftentimes forget. But I'm not sure when you should be doing that every so often. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, as long as we have enough fuel, then I'm happy. 4,500 coming up. Lowering the manifold pressure to 25 inches of mercury and evening out the plane. Oh, look at that. There's actually one plane there taking off. You see? I'm going to pitch down a bit just so you can see. There he is. Taking off from that airport, Naha. Maybe let's stay away. Maybe let's overfly the airport itself so we are clear for any traffic. And then let's lower the RPMs as well to 2,500. That's a more acceptable sound level. It's not too loud. Looks good. Alright, I'm just hand flying this thing just to enjoy. And now we can close the cowl flaps. The engine doesn't need that much exhaust anymore. Doesn't need that much air circulation. Because it's not on full power anymore. And as a result, we will actually speed up the plane by like 2 or 3 knots. Because there will be less drag when you close the cowl flaps. The cowl flaps, I think, should be visible from external. Like, it should be visible from there when you open it. We can test that later. My goodness, that looks great, doesn't it? Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. That's so good. That might be a worthy thumbnail right there. Cool. Okay, I'm happy with that. Overflying this airport, just going for some sightseeing. And now it's time to enjoy those islands. Let's go ahead and go direct to those islands. Anyway, ATC doesn't seem too concerned with us. They have us on our radar. They'll let us know if there are any restrictions. So I've been watching a lot of videos from Martin. I hope I'm getting his name right. And if you know the guy, let me know as well, so I can correct myself. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of his videos. Very educational. He shares very detailed stuff about his flights. He even has like a video where he shares the entire footage, the raw footage. He basically groups together like all his cameras. He compiled in one screen and then he rendered it as an 8K image, an 8K video, and that's what he uploaded in YouTube. So you get all the angles in one screen. It was so educational. You can see like the engine gauges, you can see the RPM, you can see his speed, you can see his face, you can see the outside, and so you know exactly what needs to be done or what is the normal operating procedure in this plane. I love watching those kinds of videos. You have like reference to real life. Very nice. Alright, let's have a look at the fuel. Oh, and then this is something I forgot. This is my favorite at the moment. The leaning of the engine, yes. So we are on cruising altitude now. So I'll go and lean it. I'm still hand flying. So, okay, leaning the engine. 814, 20.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, expect landing runway 02 at Kerama.
Expect runway 02 at Kerama. Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima.
Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, you were garbled. Please say again.
Okay, that should be good enough leaning the engine. If you guys want to know more about the leaning, how that's done, I did share more details on that on the previous episode. That might make more sense, but right now I'm just making a shortcut. Okay, so where are we coming up on now? Up ahead should be... There's actually an aircraft right behind us. An All Nippon Airlines, ANA, right there. You see it? Let's find him. Unfortunately, the liveries are not updated yet, but there he is. Super cool. So many planes here, especially in that Naha airport, which we just overflew. That was very busy. And I'm using live traffic here, so that's actually amazing to see. In real life, maybe they have real flights there now. It's cool. It's nice to see the
Bonanza 1
aviation
Charlie
industry.
Lima, you are 11 nautical miles from Kerama. Radar service terminated. No tower at Kerama. Frequency change to local traffic advisory approved.
Roger, have a nice day. Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. That's what it says in Pilot ATC. Pilot ATC guides you on what you should say to as a reply, and you can read that back. So you have like a script, and that's what it says specifically. So since we don't have radar services anymore, we're free to actually descend here. So that's what I'll do. I'll push back on the throttle here so we don't push out as much power, and that will allow us to descend naturally. Oh, there we go. Beautiful islands. Now there is a frequency in Kerama, but I think it's more a traffic advisory frequency, or like a CTAF maybe equivalent. Let me see. Info on the airport frequencies. No, I don't think there is. Yeah, it's okay. I found one a while ago, but I don't see anything now. That's fine. Let's just enjoy the view, guys. Continuing our descent here. Going to startly push on the mixture knob here. Make the mixture a bit more rich again. Oh, what town is that? That looks quite nice. Let's see in the map. Where are we? So we are currently here. Oh, that's Kerama National Park already. And this town is Tokashiki Port. Cool. This one we are flying over is Kerama National Park. There it is. Beautiful. You know my favorite part in these island hopping adventures? It's seeing the beaches. Seeing the beaches and the shore thinning out, like you see the different color of the ocean or the sea. As the depth goes lower, you see the different color, and in some areas you see the shallower depths. Not sure if I'm making sense there, but yeah, I love that. That's my favorite when going through these islands, going around. So cool. Okay, there it is. There's one more town here. Let's see what this one is. This one is Furuzmami Beach. Furuzmami Beach. And does that ring a bell? Not that one in front of us, but that one on the left. It's so cool. I am still amazed that you can literally go anywhere in this world. In the Flight Simulator Facebook page, Facebook group, they have been sharing a lot of memes through, and there is a bit of toxicity in there, but a lot of people are also sharing a lot of nice pictures. Oh, look at the waves there. Look at how detailed those waves are. Very nice. That is beautiful. Alright, let's stick to 1,500 feet. Stay there if I can. If I can hand fly this thing properly. Full mixture. Should be okay. The airport is to our left, to the south. Absolutely love that view. That one is my favorite. That one, exactly. Oh wow. So good. Oh my goodness. That's the consolation. Even if we cannot fly or travel this year, most probably because of the world situation, it's nice that we have this simulator. More than sufficient in the meantime. So let's have a look. The winds are 76 at 13 knots, so basically the same winds as where we departed from, coming from the northeast. So yes, runway 02 is going to be the expected runway here. That's beautiful. Let's overfly the airport as a starting point, and I think in overflying the airport I should actually be higher. I think I shouldn't be like 2,000 feet above the airport. Airport elevation is I think around 200 feet, so let's go 2,200 here. Let's climb. Yeah, because there, it's a bit elevated. That's the airport right there. It's a bit elevated. And this is supposedly a handcrafted one if I remember correctly. So we'll see how it looks from above. Let's climb steeper here. Get up to 2,200 so we don't disrupt any possible traffic in the vicinity. Put in 02 on the heading. Let's look from the outside so we can see properly. There it is. There it is. Maybe the airport itself is simple enough, but the details surrounding the rocks and the shore, oh, that's my favorite. I love it. Runway 02, that's that one. So we'll probably turn left here on upwind. Alright, 2,200. Wonder how we should do this. 2,200, there you go. There's the airport. Winds are, yes, the same. So we'll use runway 02. So we'll turn left here. Let's start descending to the pattern altitude. And you guys let me know if this is the right thing to do, okay? I think this is, based on what you guys have been teaching me. And yes, I love, absolutely love releasing these videos because you guys are commenting and we are learning from each other continuously. I've been learning a lot from you guys. You've been teaching me so many things. Kerama traffic, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. Turning. What is this? Crosswind. Kerama traffic. Yes, that's the professional way of announcing. Beautiful. There's even a town. Is that maybe Kerama town? Be nice, there's like a small road and a bridge connecting the airport to the town there. Very nice look. Okay. We are on Crosswind, kinda-ish. Continuing our descent. Not the perfect pattern, but we'll make it work. Okay. Kerama traffic, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. Turning downwind, runway 02. Full stop, Kerama traffic. Yes. Improving my calls bit by bit as I remember the different details I need to share. So when you say you are joining downwind or you're saying your where you are in the traffic pattern, then it kind of makes sense to also say which airport or which runway you are landing on. Seems a bit far. We'll make it work. Let's maintain this. Push one notch of flaps. Approach flaps here. Deploying the landing gear. Gears, we have 3 green. Let's continue this. Put a bit more power in there. Let's turn on the landing lights before OnAir blames me. Let's change back the tanks to the left one. So we're altering it. Oh, we're too low here. Let's adjust a bit. That looks good. Oh my goodness, this is the view. Yeah, I bet in addition to making the airport look good, they made the surroundings even better looking. Kerama traffic, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima. Left base, runway 02 full stop. Kerama traffic. Ooh, too low on the pattern. Not my best pattern work, but we'll make it work. Kerama traffic, Bonanza 1 Charlie Lima, turning final, runway 02 full stop, Kerama traffic. Okay, there we are. Have we caught up? There it is, okay. So we'll be doing a crosswind landing here. You can see we are crabbing. The plane is facing to the right, but it's moving exactly runway heading. You can see the ball on the G1000 there. That's where the plane is headed. Even though we're facing this way. Moving to full flaps. Speed up our descent here.
500.
Check. $80 knots is the approach speed, so I'm still a bit fast here. It's okay, let's lose a bit of that. Oh wow, gusty winds, my goodness. Side slip. Left rudder. Right aileron. Oh my goodness. It's not going to be good. Just make it land. There you go. Almost out of the runway. Yeah, look at that crosswind, guys. Look at that crosswind, that windsock. No wonder, and it was a bit gusty. I felt that gust right as we were in short final. Suddenly wanted to dip the plane over, my goodness. Phew. Almost went around there. That was exciting. Okay, let's turn around and clear the runway and then we will be reporting. Not my best landing for sure, but that was exciting. Learning a lot with these crosswind landings. Oh, I like this. Actually have this very customized building with Japanese characters and even like a construction zone here. Looks very nice. Where are you guys expecting me to park? Look at that. Very cool. Oh, that's definitely handmade, huh? I wonder what that says. Kerama Regional Airport, maybe. Something along those lines. No marshaller? Okay. I'll just probably park my way here. I have started stuttering a bit though. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Okay, this should be okay. Phew, that was scary. Goodness. Pretty strong winds. Okay. So we can turn off the avionics. Only beacons are left on.
Engine off, time logged. End of flight. Registered in OnAir company.
Did that work? Hopefully they didn't catch me doing anything else that's bad. Air conditioning off. Can turn off the beacons and turn off the batteries. There we go. I'll take that. Well, let me guys know if you like these kinds of trips. More of the VFR sightseeing kind, more of the procedural, somewhere in between. And just to share with you our what do you call it, breadcrumbs, where we came from. That's the airport. Made a right turn. Enjoy the view of the island. Passed through the Naha airport. Went straight to the islands. Enjoyed the sights. Flew over the airport. Joined the traffic pattern. And then made our way through and landed on a very not so much at center line approach. Yeah, but I will take it. It was smooth but far from center line. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that trip. Let us finish it off by looking at the OnAir results. It's still a problem. Airborne without flaps. I hate that. So the aircraft handling bonus we didn't get, that's something that they have to remove. Because not all planes need flaps. Like this one, for example. Okay, but anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Looking forward to the next one and looking forward to your comments as always. We are constantly learning. Clumsy flying, everyone, and catch you soon. Bye-bye.